Welcome back to Big Brother. Welcome to Jodie. Now, are you gutted to be first out?
I'm just, like, totally, I can't even speak, I'm devastated. No, I'm absolutely...
Because you had said when you were in there, you really didn't want to be first out.
Yeah, but then I said over and over again, please, I don't care if I'm first out, just let me go, because it's miserable and it's hideous and...
You've definitely had a tough few days.
Hideous, evil, hideous.
Now listen, we'll get back to the hideousness in a minute. But first of all, I want to ask you, you know, when you went in there, one of your major reasons for going in there was to kind of change the public's perception of you,
Yeah.
Jodie Marsh.
Yeah.
Do you think that you've done that?
No, not
Now,
at all.
why not?
Because I just got so much stick from every angle that the whole time I was there, I was either miserable or defending myself, and in doing that probably, I don't know how it's been shown, do you know what I mean? I don't know what's been shown, but it probably looked like I was attacking them. Well, I wasn't, I was just defending myself. The whole time I was getting it from every angle, and I don't think the true me has been shown, because if I was in there with a bunch of people that I got on with, in all my whole career, before I was famous and after, I've never ever argued with anyone I've worked with. I've got on with everyone, you know, I'm just a fun person. I get on, I have fun,
You didn't have much of a chance to be fun in there,
I didn't have any
really.
time to be fun. It was just pick on Jodie.
Well, let's just have a look at the way that you want to be perceived, or how you'd like the public to perceive you, but also in the things that you do, possibly how other people perceive you. You'll see what I mean when you watch this.
Yeah, okay. I get called every name under the sun. Ugly, supper, bimbo, tart, brainless, thick.
He's an egg vegetable.
Minion, trashy, cheap, tramp.
You know, I've been called manipulative, evil. She's got a big old hook nose on her, like a witch.
I'm not anything like what the papers make me out to be.
When she's bad, she's horrid.
Just wanted to prove I'm not a slag. And I don't think I've achieved it at all, to be honest.
The thing, Jodie, that you seem to me to be is a dichotomy. You know, you're completely opposite. Like, one minute you're kind of saying that you don't want to be perceived as something, but then at the other time, there's part of you that wants to embrace that very thing that you don't want to be.
Well, it's not, it's just, I think, personally, in this day and age, there's nothing wrong with a woman admitting that they like sex.
Yes.
And they enjoy sex.
Yes.
And that's fine. But that doesn't
But
mean that I
don't-
sleep with every man I meet.
No, absolutely not. But also, don't get too upset about what the papers say about you, because
Okay.
they're one of the reasons why you're in that house in the first place.
You know what,
It's
Davina?
great.
That's the best advice I've heard all week.
Thank you. Now listen, I can tell you in the science task, because you were saying there is a naked vegetable, and that you actually got an IQ score of 136, which is way, way above the national average of 112. And, excuse me, a lot higher than Tracy. Don't know if I'm
What
right.
did Tracy get? Tell me
It was
what Tracy
quite low. I'm not going to tell you because it's cruel, but it wasn't as high as yours. Okay, now, something that we did see in that house that we don't normally see, because we normally see brassy Jodie in the papers, something that we thought was your vulnerable side. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, totally. Bad time of year for me.
Yeah, but wasn't it a good thing to show maybe a
No.
different... You don't like being
you know
vulnerable.
What? If I could have moved Big Brother to July, I would have done. I really would, because I'd have just been happy from day one, but
You get
really tough.
sad, you know,
Yeah.
that seasonal affective disorder or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Now listen, they might not have got it right all the time, but the housemates in there, they were trying to kind of give you advice at times. Did you pick up on any of that?
The thing that kept being repeated to me over and over again, like I say again, I don't know what's been shown to the public, so I don't know what's been said, but...
Well, we watch it on streaming,
yeah.
so we pretty much watch you
Okay,
all the
well,
time.
the thing
day
that
and
just kept
night.
being said to me was just leave the country, and it's like, that's not advice in my eyes. It's not good advice, it's not helpful advice, because the only thing that keeps me going every single day is my friends and my family, and I'm not going to leave them.
I do understand that, but I suppose if you're saying that it's the fame that you hate, then that's
No,
one of
not
the
the
only...
fame, the abuse.
Oh, Jodie, don't cry. Okay, I'm going to carry on with the questions and let you gather yourself. Okay, one of the key messages, one of the things that we heard, or I heard a bit, was about listening.
Right.
Was about listening. That
Yep.
that you don't listen.
Yeah.
That sometimes there's a yes but. when somebody might be offering you some helpful
Yeah.
advice, like from the heart, somebody might be trying to give you some advice. Do you think that they were right in any way?
I got shouted at so many times inside the house that
Do you know
you
what?
can't even hear it in the end. You just go, you're horrible, you're horrible, you're horrible. Don't want to hear any of it. And everything they kept saying, they kept repeating over and over again, leave the country, which I'm not going to do.
My feeling, really, in an argument is if you start shouting, you've lost the argument. Because
Yeah.
the minute someone starts shouting at me, I shut down. So I understand what you're saying on that point, but there were other people in the house that quietly kind of, like Ruler, had nice chats with you.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, so did you kind of take on board anything that anybody said?
Yeah, no, I did. And, you know, there are a few people in there I definitely want to see again. Definitely will see
Yeah,
again.
yeah, definitely. What have you learnt? Have you learnt anything about yourself?
That I don't get on with people that pretend they're not transvestites when they really are. And that I don't get on with people that tell me I need to see a psychiatric help or whatever when really they do.
Shall we talk about your housemates? Let's talk about your housemates. Right. Now, Jodie,
Yeah.
brace yourself.
Go on.
Okay, here's who nominated you.
Yeah, go on.
I wouldn't honor if she burst into flames.
Her discourse is fantastically sexually obsessed, of the crudest and lewdest variety.
She draws attention to herself for the wrong reasons.
Twice I tried to give her advice and she come back at me as if I was having a go.
She's making more than a few people uncomfortable in the house.
She gets angry, she gets verbose, she gets aggressive.
The house will get on better without her than with her.
She bitched too much about Delgado Famous. That should be good.
And I told you no, and that's why you
I
don't
thought
like
you
me.
were quite interested
No,
at one point.
I will flirt with any man. It's in my nature to flirt. I'm just flirty. I'll flirt with any man. No way in a million years. And from the minute I said to his face, Dennis, I will never ever sleep with you, he never spoke to me again.
So let's get back to the other housemates. What did you think of Michael?
At first, I tried to be nice to Michael, but then the first time we ever had a serious chat was when he told me to leave the country, and from that minute on, he just went on and on and on and got on my case more than I've ever known anyone get on my case in my life. And he repeated himself over and over again, just kept saying, leave the country, leave the country. And I was like, do you know what? I don't even want to sit here and talk about this. I said, ask me about my dogs, or ask me about my friends, or ask me about something good and positive in my life. Because they're saying I'm really negative and that I'm moaning all the time. But all they ever asked me was, oh, why don't you like it then? Why don't you like it? And they kept going on and on about all the negative stuff, whereas I said to Michael over and over again, ask me about my dogs, because I asked him about his dogs. I went to him a few times and I was like, oh, you know, what's the dog's names and what breed of dog are they and this, that and the other, because it's just something nice and happy, do you know what I mean, something positive to talk about, and he just wouldn't. And then in the end, when he blew at me, I think it was yesterday,
Yeah, that was quite full on.
I just think he needs help. Say no more. I think he needs serious help.
Okay, let's go from dogs to cats. George. George. Tell us about George.
Just whatever, innit?
No feelings? Really? George.
If you're
Okay,
a politician,
Pete?
don't do Big Brother. That's
Pete?
it. The most hideous thing I've ever met. That's it. Just hideous. I actually wasn't sure how much longer I could sit and look at him for.
Because what's interesting is on the outside, some people are quite enjoying watching Pete because he's
Yeah, but they're not
disarmingly
in
kind
there.
of honest and stuff.
Yeah.
But what's it like
They're
being on
not
the
in there
receiving
with
end?
him, so I defy anyone to be in there with him for 3 weeks and not want to kill themselves or him, because it was. Even his voice is irritating after a while, and he's just not my cup of tea. Don't get me wrong, half of my best friends are gay or drag queens or transvestites. Like, I am the biggest fag hag in the world ever, right? But
I'll have to challenge you on that.
that is a man
Might be me.
that sits there and swears blind he's not a tranny, he's not a drag queen. All the
Well,
rest of
he's
it.
actually probably just Pete. You can't
But
put
it's like,
him
I
into a
just,
box.
yeah, he had a go at me for slagging somebody off, and he slags people off more than I do, so.
Faria, just quickly, because you weren't sure about Faria
Yeah,
when
I
you
wasn't
went in the
sure
house.
at first. Really, really got to like her. Had a real good laugh with Freya, and she's the same as me. Like, if you know, you catch me in a good mood, I can laugh at myself all day long. Do you know what I mean? Not when these are picking on me every 5 minutes, but when I'm just with my mates, I can take the mickey out of myself all day long, and she's the same. And I like her for that, and she's a top bird, Freya.
And Dennis?
Dennis said that he's never ever had a woman turn him down, that he's had every woman he's ever wanted. Well, he's not going to have me.
And he's
That's
not going to
why
have Tracy either, and I don't think he's going to get Chantel, so he's completely...
So there you go, in 3 hits.
Preston, very quickly.
Preston, lovely.
And
cute,
can we just
lovely.
get to your soulmate, Chantel? I'm seeing Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton, Channel 5, probably programme on a farm, you two mucking out.
Do you know what? I will be seeing her very, very soon. I've
I know you
memorised
will.
her mum's home telephone number. When I get out of here after I've seen my own mum, I'm going to be phoning her mum.
Now
that
listen,
is that.
knowing what you know now, would you do it again?
Never. Not in a million years.
Did you enjoy any of it?
No.
Come on with Chantal, the
Meeting
friends
Chantel,
and
meeting
stuff.
Chantel, that's it.
I know there were big chunks that you enjoyed.
Not
There
big
were.
chunks.
Okay, small
Small
chunks.
chunks.
Okay, small chunks. That's okay.
Small bite-sized chunks.
Personal low points,
All of it.
high points.
Chantel.
Oh, and funny how you became even closer friends after you found out she wasn't a celebrity.
Yeah. Loved her for it. Loved her. Loved her.
Listen, Jodie, thank you.
I want Chantel now to win, and I beg everybody to vote for her because I want
Well,
her to
she
win.
may well do.
Because the
She
fact
may
that
well
a
do.
non-celebrity can win Celebrity Big Brother, that is what I want to happen.
No joke, she may well do. Listen, thank you. You know, I know it's been tough for you in there, but you were an amazing housemate to watch, and thank you for taking part in the show. Here are your best bits.
What have I got myself into here? Hey! The reason I'm famous is because I'm a little bit mental and I have lots and lots of determination. This is a nut house.
She talks about nothing except sex in the most crude and lewd ways.
What is it?
God.
Gorilla. I do feel like I'm in the big picture at the moment.
She's a manipulative, scheming. You are a wicked person.
I don't feel like I've been given a fair chance. I do not want to be defeated by these lot now. My fire is back. There's a million billion girls prettier than me. She's the best girl I've met in this house, and I think she's a nut. It's happy and you know, clap your hands.
Chantel, you're so cool, I love you.
I know I'll get through life. No matter what it throws at me, I will get through it. I know I will.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jodie Marsh. Just stay there now. Okay, so Jodie's out, and you can hear more from her on BDLB on Sunday at midday. I'll see you for the next eviction on Wednesday. Ooh.